everyone, and welcome to a fresh, brand new, and a very sunny Kingsport Chamber Zone, the award-winning show that's all about your Kingsport Chamber in this great city of Kingsport. I am Bob Higgins with your Kingsport Chamber.
You are.
And as always, she's my good pal, friend, and co-host, Laura Woods with Eastman. And we're coming to you today from a company that has literally been here longer than the city itself, a company that has done so much and meant so much to Kingsport for 100 years. Yes, 100 years now. Welcome to Domtar.
Domtar has been an amazing corporate citizen for the community of Kingsport. It's got a lot of great events planned to celebrate that 100-year milestone, and we can't wait to tell you all about it when we have mill manager Bill McPherson on the show.
One of Domtar's community partners for many years now has been Keep Kingsport Beautiful. Keep Kingsport Beautiful is getting ready to trash bust a lot of garbage that's at Fun Fest event and more than 100 community events throughout the year. We'll tell you how and why you should become a KKB trash buster.
Then we have exciting economic development news for you on the show. We will wrap up this great show with an interview with Clay Walker, who is the CEO of Networks, who can't wait to tell us about the great things that are happening right here in our town.
Great CZ ahead, but before we get to all of our guests, let's take a look at some upcoming events with your Kingsport Chamber. As you know, Kingsport is preparing to celebrate its centennial next year. And one company that has been a huge and very visible part of this community since its very beginning, actually since before its beginning, has been Domtar. Here now to tell us all about this extraordinary model corporate citizen is the mill manager here at Domtar, Bill McPherson. Bill, thanks for joining us again. Back-to-back CZs for you. Wow.
I don't think many guests get to claim that.
I know. We're lucky that guests come on one time, much less back-to-back shows. So
well, I guess it was just, I was so enamored with the two of you, I just couldn't stay away.
That's right. And you even invited us in here to your plant here at Domtar.
Well,
so thanks for hosting it. Yes.
Thank you for being here this morning.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity for us to share our story and tell a little bit more about who we are.
Well, let's talk about that story because it's an amazing story. First of all, talk about Domtar from a global perspective, as you are a worldwide company.
Sure. Yeah. Well, globally, we're much more than just a paper company. Right. We consider ourselves a fiber innovation company. So globally, we have about 10,000 employees. We operate in several countries, and we deliver products to over 50 countries. We're primarily in the U.S. and Canada in pulp and paper. So Kingsport, as part of the pulp and paper division, that's where we're known from. But we also have a personal care division that operates out of Europe, Sweden, England, Spain, other places. So globally, I guess that's the message, is we're much, much more than just a paper company, and we've been around for a really long time. Domtar's origins, back as far as 1848, still in business, well over 100 years.
Now let's focus here on Kingsport, because again, you are a great presence here in Kingsport. So tell us just a little bit about the mill here in Kingsport, as well as your Ridgefields converting facility.
Sure. So we have about 350 terrific employees here at Kingsport Mill. Ridgefields has about 45 to 50, I'm not sure the exact numbers, but in that range. So we manufacture uncoated free sheet, which is basically copy paper, business paper. We make about 420,000 tons a year, give or take a few tons, and we manufacture it into roll form, and we send it over to Ridgefields, what we call a converting facility, and they take those big rolls that weigh 4,000 or 5,000 pounds, and they cut them into the individual sheets and the bundles that you see at Office Depot or Staples or one of the stores where you would buy our product. We have a number of converting facilities like Ridgefields that we ship to. About 45% of our product goes to Ridgefields.
But you mentioned your legacy of innovation, and you're leading the way in innovating tomorrow's workforce. Talk a little bit about that, because you're not only doing it for your company, but for other manufacturers as well, in your support of and involvement in the Regional Center for Advanced Manufacturing.
Right. Yeah. I have to give credit to prior leadership that had the vision and the understanding that if we're going to succeed in the marketplace, it's going to be about our people. It's going to be about equipping our people with the right training, development, technology to be able to outcompete others in what we do. So the opportunity we had to come together with some of the Northeast State Community College, Eastman, the city, some terrific organizations to create this Regional Center for Advanced Manufacturing. Really gives us a strategic advantage because we're developing the workforce of tomorrow. We recognize that the world has changed. The control rooms of today are full of computers and alarms and automated control systems, and so we needed to equip our employees to be able to deal with that and to be leaders in that. So when other leaders from other mills or other companies come here and they see that, what a strategic advantage it is for us, and they all leave saying, wow, I wish we could have that.
Yeah, exactly right.
So.
Yeah. A big way you're involved in the community is your protection of the environment. Of course, Domtar is known for your highest quality paper products, but you're also known for your sustainability efforts and your promotion and protection of the environment. Talk about that for a moment and why it's important to the company.
Well, you know, I think as a culture, we decided a long time ago that we wanted clean air and we wanted clean water. And, you know, again, I'm thankful to work for a company that embodies that from the highest levels of leadership. You look at the stated vision, mission, values of what we want to do as a company, and a theme throughout all of that is environmental sustainability. We just don't want to comply. We want to do more. We want to utilize the resources. We utilize natural resources, a renewable product and trees. And we want to be responsible with that. We plant more trees than we harvest. We want clean air, we want clean water, and we're committed to delivering that. And so for Kingsport, it's extra important that we do that because we're in the center of a city.
And Domtar does have a huge commitment to the environment, as you just said, and you've been recognized and honored both on a national and global level for that wonderful commitment. Talk about some of the honors Domtar has received.
Sure, glad to. So locally, we've received awards for reduction of solid waste from the mill. We've also received awards from the state on environmental management practices with our automation at eliminating spills. We haven't had a significant reportable event in over 8 years. Really a laudable performance at Kingsport. I can easily say that we represent the best of the best within the industry. As a company, our commitment to sustainable forestry, the Forest Stewardship Council has been a third-party certifier for all of our facilities. We've been recognized for that.
So we've talked several times about the fact that you're celebrating your 100th anniversary, and so you've got to have like a big party planned, right? Can you tell us about all of the great events that we're going to get to come to celebrate the fact that you've turned 100 and how we can just
we are trying to be just a little secretive about some of them. We're trying to lead up with the excitement.
Okay. So will you break them here on the Kingsport Chamber Day?
So we're going to hold on to a couple of those, but you know about some of them. Obviously, the planting of the trees along.
That was wonderful.
Absolutely,
it's gorgeous
100 trees.
on Fort Henry Drive. It's
so
such a great drive.
Enormous amount of positive feedback about that. We've had a number of events. We did one at Bays Mountain where we paid for the first 100 entrants that got to the park a day here several weeks back. And so we just decided that we should celebrate the birthday all year long, and we created significant events each month that we wanted the community. Hopefully you've seen our billboards that we've posted around that recognize the 100 years and the things that we've done in the community to be a part of the community. And so there'll be some more things coming. You know, obviously we're actively involved in Fun Fest and a lot of things that are coming up shortly.
Right.
And we do have some big things planned for later in the year. So we want to just hold on to those and each month hopefully celebrate with the community.
I love this year-long celebration idea. I think that's fantastic.
Well,
I'm on board.
I have to give the credit to some really talented, bright, creative people, leaders at the mill that said, hey, let's do this, Bill. Let's make it really special. And I said, great idea.
Well, and speaking of those really talented, bright, and creative people, that sort of epitomizes the workforce that you have here, right? I mean, being in business 100 years is certainly a milestone, but you get there because you just employ just the best people to make it happen.
I couldn't agree with you more. And, you know, this region, when you look at it, has so much to draw talent. You know, not only as a company can we draw top talent, but regionally I think we've got advantages. You've got the great outdoors, you've got Tennessee, you know, great communities to be a part of. So we utilize that to try to attract the best of the best. We've got some great diversity in the mill. We draw from all over the country, and people want to be here and live here. So we've got some really top talent, great engineers from all of the top schools across the country. We recruit all types of engineering, all the disciplines of engineering, chemical, civil, mechanical, there's not a branch of engineering not represented here. And so along with that, we've utilized the Regional Center for Advanced Manufacturing to help develop our technical skills with our hourly employees. And so we've got a really great skill set with our people that are here, and they come from all across the country and in some cases from other countries.
Great.
Bill, just a great company with great people, a lot of great things happening here at Domtar. If people want more information on Domtar, where can they find that?
Well, I constantly say domtar.com, or you can go to Facebook and find us there. I'd encourage you to take a look at some of the material in our Paper Because campaign. If you go onto our website, you'll see we're part of the paper checkoff campaign where we're telling our story about the paper industry. I think the paper industry has not told its story as well as it should have about how efficient we are at utilizing the materials that we harvest and recycle and use over and over again. Paper's a recyclable product.
Right.
It brings value to our lives, and if you don't believe that, just write a handwritten note to somebody and you'll get an amazing piece of feedback about thank you for taking the time. It wasn't an email, it was on paper, it meant something.
Right.
And so you know, that's how you can learn more about us, and those programs can tell you a little bit more and do a better job of telling you about Domtar than I've done.
Well, you've done a great
Yes,
job.
you have.
So Bill McPherson with Domtar, thank you for being on the show 2 times in a row, for putting up with us. We appreciate it, but we're so happy to be celebrating the 100-year anniversary with Domtar.
Well, thank you. You two do a great job in helping the community tell its story, and for us to be a part of that, and we appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.
Bill, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And when we come back on your CZ, we'll tell you how and why you should become a Keep Kingsport Beautiful trash buster. And welcome back to your Kingsport Chamber Zone on location from the Domtar plant here in downtown Kingsport.
For you faithful Chamber Zone viewers, you know that Keep Kingsport Beautiful and Domtar make great partners. If you're not a faithful CZ viewer, there, I've just told you that Domtar and KKB are huge partners. And one of the great programs for Keep Kingsport Beautiful that's coming up is the Trash Busters program. Gets a lot of publicity during Fun Fest, but it's actually a program that we make use of all through the year here in Kingsport, and it plays a vital role in our community. So here to tell us more about this great program and Keep Kingsport Beautiful, the one and only lovely Robin Cleary, who is the director of Keep Kingsport Beautiful at your Kingsport Chamber of Commerce. A frequent guest. Robin, I feel like you could almost just do this without us being involved.
And she'd probably prefer that. You know?
I'm starting to worry about wearing out my welcome.
That's
But
No.
it's good to be back.
We love having you on the show. You always have so much enthusiasm. There are always great things going on with KKB.
And one of the key components of the KKB Keep Kingsport Beautiful program is your Trash Busters.
Absolutely.
So tell us about this wonderful group.
Our Trash Busters, that is our volunteer corps that really has a strong presence during Fun Fest.
Right.
We have, usually anywhere from 100 to 150 volunteers that work along with the public works employees in the city of Kingsport. And they're going to work about 11 different Fun Fest events this year. And what they do is they are out and about with their, highly recognizable T-shirts on, and they help keep our Fun Fest grounds, event grounds, litter-free, and encourage folks to clean up after themselves and to recycle whenever possible.
And who is the sponsor of the Trash
Our
Busters?
sponsor of our Trash Busters for many, many years now is AEP, a division of American Electric Power. And so, we're really proud of our partnership with them that has extended for such a long time. They actually are also the sponsors of our environmental program in the Kingsport City Schools as well. So they're a very good partner with KKB.
How can someone become a Keep Kingsport Beautiful Trash Buster, Robin, and what's expected of them?
Well, to become a Trash Buster, you go to the Fun Fest store, which is open right now at the Kingsport Chamber, and you fill out a registration form. On the back side of the form, we've got our event schedule. This is just a great program because while you're giving back to the community, it's got lots of perks for you as well. When you sign up, we ask if you'll just do 2 events. You pick one event that you want to do, and then pick one of the concerts of your choice. You'll get into that concert free. You work that concert along with one other event, so you get free admission and you get a free Fun Fest t-shirt. So it's a pretty good deal. This is a great opportunity. We've got a lot of area high school and college students that are looking for community service hours. We're actually an official Tennessee Promise community service opportunity for Northeast Tennessee. It will be on Friday, July the 15th at Mardi Gras. So that's being publicized across the state on their website for Tennessee Promise. Actually sent them all of the dates yesterday. So, but if you've got high schoolers that are looking for hours for Tennessee Virginia Scholars or scholarship applications, it's a great opportunity for church groups that would really like to go to the Thursday night contemporary Christian concert and bring a group of youth and work a couple of events, one being that concert, and you've got free admission for your youth group.
And Scouts, we always see lots of Scout troops. Boys and Girls Scouts out there just love doing this. And so you mentioned that this is something that we see a lot of the Trash Busters during Fun Fest, but of course we do utilize them throughout the year. But why is it so important to our community to have this program?
Well, for this program, I truly believe is one of the reasons that when you go to Fun Fest and you go through a couple of hours after an event, even the Saturday night fireworks and large concert that wraps everything up, and you go through a few hours later and you really don't see litter on the ground, these folks are instrumental, and this program has been instrumental in making that happen in our community. These volunteers go out and work and set an example, and they have done that over the years. So we've developed fantastic habits in this community. When we hold large-scale events, we've kind of figured out what works and what the secret formula is, and it's having lots of folks out working the grounds and lots of trash barrels. Pretty much, if you go 8 feet in any direction, you're going to find a trash can.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. And it's also, I guess it should also be said, this is a program that if we didn't provide it, it would be something that we would have to pay for somehow or another. And so the cost savings, I don't know necessarily is appreciated the way it should be, but just a great group of volunteers that you have. And there are other volunteer opportunities with Keep Kingsport Beautiful. It's not just the Trash Busters. So if people want more information about those volunteer opportunities or KKB, where do they get that?
You can go to the Kingsport Chamber of Commerce website, and then you can call 392-8814, and that's my number. You can email rcleary@kingsportchamber.org, and we're on Facebook. All the time we're on Facebook.
Social, so social.
Very social, and Robin, y'all do a great job. Thank you, Robin Cleary with Keep Kingsport Beautiful.
The
Thank you for
award-winning.
the award-winning Keep Kingsport Beautiful. Thank you for all your many volunteers do for our community.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Absolutely. Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to have an update on development here in the Kingsport area from our network CEO, Clay Walker, right after this. And welcome back to this edition of your Kingsport Chamber Zone. We are on location from Domtar.
And as you heard earlier in the show, Domtar is a perfect example of just how important industry is to this community. Its economic impact on this community for more than a century now is truly phenomenal. And the good news is there are even more companies that are making a huge impact on our economy, and even more to come. Here now with an economic development update, and to tell us what's in that economic development pipeline is a first-time guest to your CZ, Clay Walker, the CEO of Networks. Clay, it's good to see you. Welcome to the CZ.
Thank you very much for having me. I know I've made it now.
That's right. Well, you're the first to say that, so we're glad to have you here. Yeah.
Well, we're thrilled to have you, and you are CEO of Networks.
Yes.
Of course, anybody involved in the chamber would be familiar with Networks, but there may be some people out there who aren't familiar with the organization. So can you give us an overview of it?
Sure. Networks, the name, stands for, it's a loose acronym standing for Northeast Tennessee Works. And we are the economic development organization for Sullivan County, and we also market Phipps Bend Industrial Park in Hawkins County. We do basic economic development work, which the primary focus, and everybody wants to talk about, is recruitment of new business and industry. But we also have an extensive existing industry program, and we are pretty much the marketing arm for economic development for Sullivan County.
Now, as you just mentioned, you've only been at the helm of Networks for 2.5 years now, but just in that short time, you have some remarkable success stories for this region. Highlight some of those for us.
Well, most recently in Kingsport, I guess, is Pure Foods, which is in Gateway Commerce Park. It's an exciting, healthful snack food company, and that ties in with the Healthy Kingsport and the Healthy Tennessee initiatives. Phenomenal company. We're very happy to have them here, and the Kingsport base also represents their U.S. headquarters, and so that's exciting. In Bristol, we recently announced Gero Call Center Group, which is roadside assistance. It's a fantastic company. About a year ago, we were happy to announce with our partners across the county and in Kingsport and Telehearts coming to downtown Kingsport. So he's excited to get those businesses downtown. You know, those are a few of the companies that have made some headlines that we were happy to be a part of.
Clay, you moved here obviously to be the CEO of Networks, but I've also heard you said you've moved here for a number of other reasons. So talk about that for a moment in terms of how easy this region is to sell and market when you're trying to recruit business and industry to locate here.
I was in a meeting this morning talking to a community leader, and I said, you know, one of the things that we in economic development discuss a lot is one of the many things there is to love about this job is that we get to see our community through fresh eyes constantly. And you do a little bit of that with the chamber as well. When we have people and we come in, we might spend one night downtown in Kingsport, and I live in a loft on Broad Street, and absolutely love that. And you know, you get out and you walk to Stir Fry and Macadoo's, and I don't want to insult chamber members by leaving anybody.
That's right.
Stop there.
And many others, right?
And many others.
Yeah.
But they're just blown away. And then the next day we go to State Street in Bristol, and they're blown away.
And it's important to know that when you're promoting and marketing this community, we're competing with communities not only across the state and nation, but around the world to recruit these businesses and industries. Talk about that challenge for a moment.
Absolutely. It is truly a global economy, for better or worse. I don't ever look at it that we're competing with Johnson City, Washington County. We're competing with the world.
Right.
You know, we're competing with Indianapolis. For the Gero announcement, we were competing, I'm not going to name the cities because that would be bad for them, but we were competing communities in Texas and Georgia in the final. They looked at 60 communities to begin their search. So Pure Foods, I believe there were 4 states involved in that process, including, of course, just to our neighbors in Virginia. So you have to remember, whatever you're building, you have to look beyond your walls, see what other people are doing. And it's just the best we've ever done. But how does it stack up to all these other places these companies could be?
Well, and we do have some places here in our community that we think stack up really well with other places, like Bristol Motor Speedway, for example. You utilize that, the fall and the spring races, to lure those companies here, to show them what this area has to offer and all the great things. So can you talk to us a little bit about these red carpet tours and how that works?
Oh, absolutely. The track is one of our truly, truly valued partners, and we have so many, it's overwhelming. But they really go above and beyond. And we have a suite there. And you know, we take them to a perfectly legal moonshine distillery along the way to the track. We give them flavor of Northeast Tennessee. But the consultants wouldn't come just for the race. It's very important. Consultants tell us, and they've told me this for years, they could literally go somewhere every week and be entertained and be a guest of a community. You have to provide a business meeting aspect. And on Friday before the race, that's all business day. And we go to Arkham, we go to Eastman, we have an existing industry panel. Domtar has traditionally participated in that. We have an educational panel with our great colleges and universities. I may mention we toured the Arkham. We go to the airport, look at Aerospace Park. We give a little presentation there of all of our sites. Individually, the sites weren't, but we made the list because collectively we represent so many and have made that investment. So we drive those points home, and our mantra is, if you will, our brand is where Tennessee begins its business day. And when consultants leave the red carpet event, they know that's where Tennessee begins business. Getting them here is a challenge, and you better have a good agenda. They always ask for that. You also have to have a clever invitation. So I have to give a shout out to my staff. This year, the first year we did this, the invitation was printed on a checkered flag. It made a point, and it got great rave reviews. And I told Michael Parker, who on our staff, along with Brian Ritz and Dana Glenn, Brian heads up this project, or Michael heads up this project. I said, now you got to outdo that checkered flag. And he did it, and I can't believe it. So I want to give this to you, the invitation that went out this year. And we have gotten such feedback on this, along with the invitation,
Oh, look at that.
a little gift. And the idea was,
That is
if Network
fantastic.
sponsored a race team, what would that driver's helmet look like?
Yeah.
Obviously be a little bigger than this, but
Look at that.
Oh, that's
But
great.
that's- but that's
For
it.
Tennessee begins its business. Perfect.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
but beyond that, even those who can't come, it's all those touches.
Sure.
Sure.
It gives us a reason. They generally call if they receive an invitation and talk to us for 5 or 10 minutes. We have about a $37 per unit cost on our invites. I'll pay $37 all day long to talk to a consultant
Absolutely,
for
sure.
5 minutes.
Sure.
So it's really been an effective and become a signature marketing event for us.
Well, and in this digital age too, there are other ways that you have to make these touch points with the people. And so
Right.
we have a fantastic video that Cumberland Marketing helped produce. Our good friends there at Cumberland Marketing helped produce for you all, and we're going to show some snippets of that. But talk to us just a little bit about how important that video is and what it's meant for you guys.
The video has just blown up. I don't want to quote the wrong number, but I feel pretty safe on this. It was something north of 130,000 views the first 48 hours that we put that out, and I was amazed. What's been great about the video, it's an external marketing piece, but from an internal marketing, the comments on Facebook and Twitter are, it's just generate, hey, that's where I live, that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
I love that place. Everybody will look at it. And so we didn't really plan on that, and that was just kind of a peripheral positive effect of the video. Is so many people here who we're not marketing to because they're already here took great pride in how that video came across. And
So Clay, if people want more information about networks, they want to see the full video, they're going to want to see the full video because it is that awesome. Where do they get that?
go to networkstn.com is the best way. We also have a Facebook page, and I and most of the staff are on Twitter, and so we're not hard to find.
Good. That's what we want in our economic development people.
It
We
would
want
not
you to
make
be
sense
easy
for
to
us to be
find.
hard to find. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Clay Walker with Networks, thank you for being on this show, and thank you for bringing all of this exciting news for us and helping us appreciate the area where we are. We really appreciate that.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate all the work you do, and again, I think I've got the best job in Tennessee, and it's not a hard place to sell.
That's great. Thank you.
Clay, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
And we'll have more of your CZ from Domtar right after this. There is such a rich history in this mill here at Domtar. It truly is a Kingsport institution. Congratulations to Domtar for 100 great years. We look forward to the next 100. And we also want to thank them for hosting your CZ today.
And they haven't been with us for 100 years, but we have to thank the amazing team at Spectrum Reach for producing our show. They feel like
They probably
it
feel
did
like
with
it's
us
been 100
for
years, yes.
And, you know, amazingly enough, Domtar is not the only industry in Kingsport that is celebrating their 100th anniversary. We have a couple of others that we want to recognize as well. That would be the Kingsport Times News, Hamlet Dobson, Armstrong Construction, which celebrated 100 years last year. And then there's a law firm, I've heard of it before,
Who's that?
kind of prestigious,
We've mentioned it on the show a time or two.
Hunter Smith Davis. Congratulations to all of them. We can't wait to hear more of their remarkable stories and celebrate with them.
That's right. We're going to be visiting each of those companies over the next few weeks as our CZ salute to them for turning 100. And until our next visit together on your CZ, we're Bob and Laura reminding you to please be loyal.
And buy local. Have a great week.